we're back. Judd'z Budz, episode 200 and something. 202, maybe? Something like that? Is it 202?
200 plus.
200 and then some. Spokesy, joined by my good buddy, Mr. at State of Hoppy. Hoppy, how we doing?
A little out of sorts just with it being a different day. You wouldn't think that would actually matter, but it just like feels different being a Tuesday instead of a Monday. But we're good. Wilder up 4-2 with just about 5 minutes left in the game. And last I saw, maybe I should do a quick recheck here. What is the score of the Dallas game?
Last time I checked,
Dallas is tied with Calgary 3-3 going into overtime. Damn it. Oh, they're getting at least a point. Oh, wow.
That's all right. My brain's really gonna. I feel like we've done this like 5 times, and without fail, all 5 times we've done this like at the end of the game, like not whenever we start before the third period ends. My brain's like, yeah, I'm just hanging out with Hoppy and watching hockey right now, and then I'm like, oh, we are live. We are live, I guess.
That's really all we're doing, though.
That is true. That's true. By the way, Friendly Freddy in his return. Nice little reception for the kid. Was it his goal that got overturned? Did he score on that? Was that him? Because at one point I like looked up, saw the goal happen.
He was on the ice. I didn't think he scored it, did he?
I don't think so, but I can't remember. I just remember looking back up at the monitor again, and it was him looking at anxiously looking at the iPad. Well, I'll be honest. I'm glad obviously it got overturned. That would have been nice though. I love the guy. I
needed you to clip that bench session with Tarasenko and Brink just going at it with the iPad.
Yeah, viciously going at it. And Bobby Brink back in the lineup after 2 games out. I feel like once this game ends, we're going to have a long talk about exactly what this roster or what the lineup's going to look like in the playoffs, because I think no matter what it is, it's going to annoy everybody.
People are going to be pissed no matter what happens.
Yeah. And I'm conflicted. But we'll get into that probably post-game when I'm not half watching / fully watching and continuously forgetting that we're doing a live podcast right now. One thing I will say about this game, God damn it, Wallstedt has made some big-time saves. I didn't realize he hadn't won a home game since like mid-January. I think that's pretty like an irrelevant thing, but I think it's just like
how
a little
many
thing
home games had he played?
Right, that's the thing. It's like in my head, it's like it's crazy.
It's a weird stat for sure.
Especially when you like look at his just like raw numbers. It's obviously they're very good. But I mean, they've just been so up and down lately as a team, mostly winning games, but a couple stinkers in there in the meantime. But here we go. Now the goalie's out. 3 minutes left. Pull the goaltender. Actually, I'm also significantly farther behind. There you go. Joel Eriksson, empty net goal, 5-2 Wild.
Oh, yeah, you are significantly behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not streaming. I'm streaming on a definitely legal site. Because I had it on the TV, but you can see my TV, which I feel like is not allowed.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, as we let this last 2 minutes and 30 seconds play out, if anyone has questions or things that you want us to hit on with the Wild, pile them in. I'll bookmark them all. Mateo's at the game, so he is not going to be doing production duties. That's going to fall on myself, so apologies in advance for when it doesn't go great. But NHL, Z, is anyone's job safe? Like, they're firing everybody out here. It's like Vegas did the typical Vegas thing and we're just weird with their firing and then bringing in torts. Now everyone's like, wow, since they did it, we should, right? Like, which one do you want to start with?
I think we touched on the Bruce Cassidy, John Tortorella thing last week.
Yep.
And that one, again, like just to summarize what we talked about last week, I was like, yeah, I guess it's Vegas. So you're like, yeah, of course they're doing that. Something different or something like out of the ordinary compared to like the rest of the NHL. And then what I was saying too is like, it's not surprising because Bruce Cassidy definitely has a certain amount of time that he can like that players will tolerate him being very angry with them constantly 24/7, having some really brutal one-on-ones and saying some things that he probably shouldn't say to them, especially when they're a really good team. But it's still fascinating to me, like whenever you hear of like, oh, that coach lost the room, the underlying numbers would suggest otherwise. Like they've stayed consistently like one of the best defensive teams as far as controlling play. Like the Vegas Golden Knights have the puck pretty much the whole time. Like pretty much if you just weren't watching, we just look at the numbers, which that's what we should talk about with Toronto too, by the way, because that's something that's going to come up later. And just the people that are afraid of analytics or whatever, if you just look at the numbers, like, man, they should be winning all of these games. And they got some of the worst goaltending in the league and just could not buy a save. League average goaltending.
I love how you say it that way, though, that are afraid of analytics. Analytic phobia.
Yeah, well, and again, I want to talk about this if we talk about Toronto soon, but like just because of how scarred they are with that core, really the core 4 era / Dubas era. Now, if you just say underlying numbers or you say like analytic, they literally start screaming. But like, I mean, the Vegas Golden Knights just couldn't get goaltending. And then they bring in John Tortorella, who's equally as hard on players. But again, I do think this is very different. It's like the only similarity between this and what happened on Long Island. So again, we didn't even mention it. But
yeah, we'll get to that one.
The Islanders obviously fire Patrick Waugh, 4 games left, bring in Pete DeBoer, give him, what was that, 4-year deal? I think Waugh had 2 more years.
Reporting for term yet.
I think it was like 4 years, a 4-year contract for Pete DeBoer. And meanwhile, Patrick Waugh still has 2 years on that. The only similarity to me is the fact that like they're at the end of the season. That's it. Like, well, I do understand a certain element of like, look, I mean, full transparent. Like, Pete DeBoer is a better coach than Patrick Waugh. That's just a fact. Like Pete DeBoer is an excellent detail-oriented coach, and generally gets a ton out of pretty much all of his players, especially like where he first gets there, or whatever. But very different scenarios, though.
So I think the scenarios are similar, though, in the sense of both teams were looking bad and needed a push going into the playoffs. I do think it's completely different when you look at Tortorella is literally there for like this spot gap and that's it. And DeBoer was more like, hey, we got to go get our guy before someone else grabs him. But I do think that the Islanders weren't looking great down the stretch here, and they've kind of had playoffs penciled this whole time. And same thing, just need a jolt. Hopefully this pushes you and gives you that extra oomph to get a playoff spot in what's a very open East still. I think the biggest concern, though, because you're right, like DeBoer is a better coach and he will get more out of this team. When do we hold memorial service for Ilya Sorokin?
Yeah.
Who, like, of course, it's the year that he is having an absolute monster season. They're like, oh, hi, Ilya. We would like to introduce you to Pete DeBoer. He is very friendly with goaltenders, unlike your goalie head coach, Patrick Waugh.
You know what's incredible? I don't know if you saw it. Did you see Pete DeBoer's Elliot Friedman's original tweet?
I think so.
The typo?
No.
Oh my God. Unbelievable typo. I'm choosing to believe that it was real. I'm 99% sure it was real.
It better be real.
And he typed Peter DeBoer taking over on Long Island. And instead of a P, he put O, and it said Otter DeBoer. I was like, oh my God. Someone tweeted the screenshot. I was like, I don't care if that's not real. That's real. It's the best typo possible, specifically in this situation. So I need that to be fucking real. I'm going with that. I don't care. I don't care if it was a Penguins Jesus who keeps getting people, by the way. I don't know. Maybe it was him that did it. But I saw that. I was crying, laughing, and I was like, I don't even care if this is fake. I'm choosing to believe that this is real. Otter DeBoer hired on Long Island. So you were saying, like, I still think it's completely different. I think anything the Islanders get out of this year, if they make the playoffs, I think they're looking at that as like hey, that's great. It's gonna be disappointing, the fact that they lost like 7 in a row or whatever, and have played like absolute dog shit down the stretch to cough up that to cough up a playoff spot. I think if they get in, great, whatever. This is specifically a medium to long term move for them. Like Pete DeBoer is extremely meticulous with his systems, very detail oriented coach. Like a week and a half is not enough time for him to implement the changes he wants to implement. And also, I don't even know if he has the roster right now. When you look at some of the additions they made, you bring in like a Carson Soucy, love him to death, but just on the older side. You bring in what's his name for the Devils? Oh my god. This is why.
Palat?
Yeah, Andre Palat. That contract is unbelievably bad.
Yeah, weird move.
And then guys like, Braden Chen or whatever. Like, I just don't know if he necessarily has.
The trade was weird.
Yeah. But like, I don't think he has necessarily the personnel right now and enough time to implement all of the changes to make him effectively. I would assume they're going to get that like new coach bounce or whatever. But this is more so, I think, like a vision for the future and jumping on that possibility of getting Pete DeBoer right now instead of letting him go out and get someone or like end up somewhere else. And anything they get from this season, if they get the playoffs, any monies they make in the playoffs, I think that's like great. But I'd still look at this more so as like looking to next year and beyond versus like John Tortorella. There's absolutely no conversation about anything after this year. It's like strictly a tournament hire.
Yeah. Which I don't hate because you might learn that like it sounds like Tortorella has like a little bit of awareness where he's like, okay, I can't be the exact same asshole I've been. There's going to be a flavor of that still, but I do think he has like learned that the league is different now. So like maybe he does carve out a 1-year deal. Let's see how this goes. Right. Like I could see Vegas just being a mercenary team, go year by year with those contracts. And maybe they pull the same shit with Tortorella that they did with Cassidy at the end of the season if they need that bump. Like they're an organization that would have no problem having weird behavior like that. But yes, interesting move to say the least. Waugh out with 2 years left on his deal. Bring in DeBoer, but like we've said, that gives them a good 3 or 4 year window with great coaching. They'll be back to the well after that, like we've seen every time DeBoer's gotten a job. But it's going to be a very interesting 3 or 4 years, especially now that Schaefer has just put them in a completely different category, which no one expected coming out of the gate. I don't know. How surprised were you about the next notable firing here being Fitzy, as Quinn Hughes lovingly calls him?
I wasn't surprised by the fact he got fired. Again, I think the only really surprising thing is like any of this stuff now is maybe like the timing, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it was
waited a couple more days just so that it could go with the Devils have officially been knocked out of the playoffs bracket.
Yeah. And now it really opens the door. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with, any of those guys on that roster. Like we'll see what happens with I think Simon Nemec needs a new deal. They have decisions to make with Dougie Hamilton. We'll see what Jack Hughes is thinking. They have got guys that they were going to be talked about this summer. Anyways, Nico Hischier, captain. So we'll see what happens there. So again, you just look at it. It's part of it is like, I don't know. Like I think Fitzy signed some deals where I was like that Palat one was not great. And there've been a few decisions where I don't know, and the drafting's been okay. But you look at the past couple of years, fully healthy roster. They had a very exciting team. Last year they hit the playoffs. They've got half of a Jack Hughes, no Dougie, or half of a Dougie Hamilton. Everyone's injured. And then it happens again this year. And it seems like the Jack Hughes dinner from hell was really the beginning of the end for them. Or then I've had some friends who are Devils fans, and they were like, no, it's been pretty bad the whole year. Even they were as healthy as they were going to get this year. It wasn't great as far as the overall product or whatever. So not surprising. We'll be curious to see if he ends up going to Nashville, first captain in Nashville Predators history when they came into the league. We'll see if that's where he lands. And I feel like that's a decent chance.
It's not if, it's how quickly do they put ink to paper? It's gotta be what's happening. And I'm with you. I thought he actually constructed a really good roster, but Wyshynski kind of went scorched earth today and laid out a ton of reasons. He's like, nope, he messed up here. We already talked about the Palat contract. What the hell was that monstrosity?
That was one where it's day one. It was everyone was oh boy. Oh no.
Yeah.
But And I looked at like some of the moves they made in the past, though. I was like, that's a sneaky little good move there. Like, I thought the Jokic Siegenthaler was a really good move. And he's been a fine player. Like Brendan Dillon, when they brought him in, that was a good move as well.
Yeah. I think the big one for me personally, just because I've always liked the player too. Like a lot of people will like rag on him for signing Markstrom early, and like he's been bad. That one was harder to read. I think that the biggest mistake is what he didn't do, being twofold. One, like him not getting Quinn Hughes clearly affected this team. Like they all like thought that's what was coming. And then they all have to sit there in the back of their heads being like, great, now are the other Hughes boys like not going to stay because of this, whatever. But for me, the big one is Tyler Toffoli. That is the guy they've been looking for. That's the guy they've needed since he left. That's a guy you should have locked up and kept there. But I do think he's a good GM. I don't see a world where he doesn't end up with the Predators, but I guess we'll wait and see. Yeah, it's a tough one. Okay. I gotta ask you on this one because it just fits like one of my favorite narratives from a couple years ago. Do you remember after the postseason, the word you used to describe, or I guess how you described Bonus describing all of his players?
Jellyfish.
He's doing the same shit again, dude. He is like called out hard the whole team after a loss. And it's like, dude, read the freaking room. Like these guys have battled so hard, come back from like insurmountable odds, and you're going to bury the players for their effort. I think it was a weird move. I think it was kind of one of those ones that he probably wants to walk back after the fact. Not going to play out well in the room.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think when you look at some of those games, like they went on a fucking brutal, I think, what are they now? 3? Like they big win today. And like, I mean, and we should talk about Detroit in a second. Oh,
no, we will. We
God.
will. Guilty pleasure.
Oh my God. Big win today in that shootout. Obviously coming back with less than 30 seconds left. And then winning the shootout. But I mean, now they're 3-6-1 in the last 10, and they were playing really bad. They were defending terribly. Like nothing was going right. Obviously, yeah, at that point, tough to like really go scorched earth in the players. I didn't think it was like completely crazy, but I'm sure he was just frustrated at the end of his wits. When you consider like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, they were like second in the fucking Metro and looked like comfortably in a playoff spot, playing like the best hockey in the league. And I mean, we'll see. It's going to be them, and I think at this point, when you just like look at the teams there, it's them in Ottawa. I do think at this point, Ottawa's just the team for me. Like they just kick the shit out of Tampa. They've been playing incredibly well. And now they're actually getting some good goaltending. So I think Ottawa's going to be the team that gets in that second wild card spot. The Bruins stink, so maybe they just like lose every game and fall out, and somehow it's almost impossible, but maybe they can jump in. Actually, it's different because it's the Metro, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, I mean, it was just great seeing Bones go back to just calling out the fellas. But I also got it because it was like, man, they were so comfortably in a playoff spot like 2 weeks ago.
But sure, I get that, but it's also like,
oh, I would have done it. I'm not telling you. Yeah, great move. Great.
No, I get that. I because I do get what you're saying, but I also think on the flip side of your argument, it's just like the level of effort and give a fuck meter that these guys gave you to come back from the hole they were in. It's just really hard to come in and bury these guys. It's like they probably got nothing left. Like Werenski's running on fumes.
Yeah, and I remember, I think it was like even before that, comment before, it was when I think it may have been after that loss against the Bruins where they were up 3-0 in the fucking first period and then lost in the shootout, which again felt like that was like game 2 or 3 of their demise or whatever. But I think it was right before the game he had been talking to, he did like a post game, and he was just like, these guys think they're good and they're too good to lose, and they've got a lot to learn. They think they can take off certain parts of the game, and they clearly can't do that. So as good as their record's been, as good as our record's been, clearly everyone top to bottom has a whole lot of lessons to learn. I was like, oh my God, he's doing it now. Oh my God. And then it just happened like 7 more times. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, like, ostensibly, you're bringing Bonus in, hoping he can like be the opposite of Everson. And I mean, now apparently he's just being like motherfuckers. So
no, he goes to the podium and he's like, I get it now, Dean. I'm sorry.
Dean has been rehired. He's gonna co-head coach. He's back.
No, I resign and graciously give the job back to Dean. I don't want this shit anymore. Get me out.
This is horrible.
Dean immediately gets called into the presser. He's like, I do not want this job either. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to go back.
I feel bad. It just feels like we're shitting on Columbus, and that's not it at all. I want them to make the playoffs. I do. I just think at this point it's probably not happening. And there are like we got to talk the least probable series. Period. If you told me that this series was going to happen back in September, I would have laughed at you. I would have taken so many shots, and we might get the best series I could ask for, gift wrapped. Pittsburgh hosting Philly. How is this possible? How did this happen? It makes no sense.
The Philadelphia Flyers are maintaining this ridiculous heater that they're on. And first of all, shout out Porter Martone. I was curious. Part of me was like, maybe I would have done one more year, but at the same time, you watch him, like he was dominating so often. And like when you looked at, and I think we talked about this going in, like in his draft year, it was like, what's stopping him from going like a top 3 or top 4 pick? It's just the fact that there were certain nights that he would absolutely take off, and it would drive you nuts knowing that there's that guy in there that can take over every game if he so chooses. And there were just certain games he was like, nah, I'm not going to do it. I might take a stupid penalty. I might get booted out of this one. Michigan State was the perfect fucking spot for him.
Yeah.
And even games where he wasn't scoring, he's making a difference. He's engaged, shift in, shift out. And I'm telling you what,
Trammell deserves a ton of credit for that too.
Yeah. They were fantastic line mates, clearly. There's a really good combination. And Michigan State's an outstanding program, one of the best in the country. They just keep running into these fucking brutal end of season losses. I was just like, oh my God. But I'll tell you what, man, Porter Martone, shift 1 of game 1 of his NHL debut. And I'm like, oh yeah, he's going to be just fine. I think it was his 2nd or 3rd game. He put up like 14 shot attempts. I think like 12 on net. I mean, he is just flying up and down the ice. He's hitting everything that moves. He's physically engaged, like not backing down, eating some big hits and then giving them right back. Obviously scores his first goal against the Bruins in overtime. That was fucking awesome. A beautiful assist tonight on another Zegras goal, which shout out to Trevor Zegras having a monster comeback season. Love that for him. Tonight sets a new career high in goals and points in their win over New Jersey. Everything's just going right now. And a big thing that I feel like everyone's talking about Zegras, everyone's talking about how good Drysdale's been this year for Philly, especially down the stretch. And obviously, like Porter Martone coming in, making a huge difference. Dan Vladar, who, fun fact, I think it's pronounced Vladash in Czech. I know. We were shocked when he was in Providence. We were shocked. We're like, Vladash? Really? Oh my God. But Dan, he has been outstanding for them. And that makes me very happy. I love Dan Vladar. He is a beauty. Was really good in Calgary. He's like, no, I can go be a starter somewhere, and obviously ends up in Philly, and he's doing great. Everything's clicking right now, and good for them. But like, I'm very happy for Trevor Zegras. He's been a monster.
Yes.
And I mean, like games where he's just like been a fucking animal. And I'll be curious to see what happens with like Michkov and like Travis Konechny. He's had a down year, and this is year 1 of an 8-year deal. Same time, year 1 of an 8-year deal.
Has he though? Like great. Scoring, yes, but like he hasn't like played awful hockey.
It's not been awesome. Like it's a very. I mean, again, year 1 of an 8-year deal. Obviously, that's like optically not great, but I mean, again, we've seen how good he is pretty much every year of his career since become a full-time NHLer. I don't think long term it's going to be a huge problem. So we'll see what happens.
I feel like come postseason, he's a guy that can flip the switch pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, he is built for that shit. Just being an absolute prick, just going dog mode. Yeah, he's gonna piss everyone off. I can't. I demand that fucking series. Demand it.
As do I.
I need a different result for you, obviously. Rematch of 08 where there's just every goal, there's fights.
That wasn't 08.
Was it 10?
You're talking the one where like every game was like double-digit goals?
What year was that? Was it 12?
That was like 11 or 12.
I think it was 12. Yeah,
12 sounds right.
Yeah,
where like
Philly,
literally Fleury was giving up 7 or 8 goals every game.
Including the one where like the puck was just like flying. Yeah, I think it was game 5 or whatever. Like puck was just like in the air and he like gloved it down through his own legs. But like that game specifically, there was fights after every fucking goal. It's like this is the fucking best.
I do feel like of all the years, this feels like the year that has like the least piss and vinegar between these two teams. Like they're still gonna hate each other and they will turn it up for a postseason.
It'll turn on, yeah.
Yeah, but like this season, it hasn't been there quite to the same extent. And maybe it's because both teams thought they sucked and realized that they don't. Like they were kind of puppy dogging through, but I'm very excited for this to be the likely series. We don't deserve it, but we accept it.
And actually, speaking of Flyers, shout out David Yurchek gets a new contract, 1 point something million, but he's been really good for their AHL team. He got in a fight the other day that he did not know that he was getting into, and he ate a fucking bomb, and he like his legs are wobbly. He's like, I'll stand on my feet. Hopefully, those fucking refs come in. But he's been really good. He's been really good for Lehigh Valley, so I'm very happy for Yurchek as well.
I gotta ask you then, like we get the Pittsburgh Philly matchup. What is for you the most diabolical Bruins matchup we could hope for?
They are so outmatched in any fucking series they end up in. So,
but what's going to bring the most hate?
Well, I mean, the one that's going to bring the most hate will be because if you look at now, all of a sudden after tonight, Montreal, Buffalo, and Tampa Bay, all the same number of games played, they all have 102 points.
That is wild.
And like this year specifically, Montreal, Boston, those games have been absolute wars. Like the first 2 fights off the opening draw, and then several other fights at the beat time. So that would be
Montreal to win the Atlantic.
Yes, but not for the Bruins because I think I mean, again, like I said, whoever they play, they're going to be so far fucking outmatched. But they do have David Pastrnak and Jeremy Swayman, so whatever. But like losing to Montreal in the playoffs again would be very painful for me. That being said, I would like that to happen, though, specifically so we can get a 7-game series of Buffalo with Tampa Bay.
That would rock for sure. But also, I feel like, yes, they're outmatched by all those teams, but don't you feel like...
It doesn't even matter who they play. They play this style that's so fucking annoying that they somehow could pull off a first series upset. And I hate it.
Don't you feel like... maybe this is just me, but 9 times out of 10, I'm like... leaning the direction of the underdog when it is such a heated rivalry. Like, I feel like that's a series where they level up and find a way. Whereas if it's against Tampa and Buffalo, it's not that they don't care and that there's not some kind of hate that they can conjure up, but like they're going out in full fuck you mode against Montreal, and maybe they fuck around and find out. So I kind of figured that was the answer. I just didn't know if I missed something this year. Like, I don't know, maybe we need to get Vasilevsky Swayman going at each other again. Although they played the
other day. Yeah. They played the other day and Swayman was like went over and tapped them for the game. He was like, hey buddy. They both started laughing. They
were like, awesome. Just shakes his hands a little bit.
Just give a little glove shake. Dude. It was fucking awesome.
All right. Well, let's rip the Band-Aid off and talk about it then. I wonder how many times this has actually been said throughout his career, but I want it to be said here first. Patrick Kane has eliminated the Detroit Red Wings from the postseason.
I mean, I watched that penalty that he took against the Minnesota Wild.
So brain dead.
Like, it's legitimately shocking. Like, for any player to take that penalty would have been like, I mean, headline grabbing, especially when you just look at like where the Red Wings were heading, and then you add the context of that game. But then it's a guy that's played 1,200 games in this league and one of the best players in NHL history. Like I could not believe, like it was so egregious, so obvious, and I don't even know why he did it in the first place at all. Like it's clearly one of those plays where it's just like the brain actually shut off, and like it was just like let me commit 3 penalties in 2 seconds. It was just like. What the fuck was that?
Very, very weird, especially coming from him, given where they're at in the season. Like he
tied the game up.
Career, yeah, tied the game up. I have to ask this actually off of Dave's super chat. Which shout out Dave, 2 super chats this episode. You rock. Which series would be better, Philly Pittsburgh or Montreal Boston?
Probably Montreal Boston.
Yeah,
I think there's just more hate and more like just beef. Specifically, I don't know what Nikita Zadorov is going to do in his first playoff game as a Boston Bruin. It's going to be hilarious and very dumb. I imagine he might end up with like 25 penalty minutes in his first playoff game with the Bruins. He's going back-to-back years now, leading the league in PIM. Some of the most ridiculously funny and stupid ones I've ever seen in my life, but I love him, so I don't care. Did you see the hit that he put on Jarvis tonight?
No, but I saw you comment on it.
Absolutely disintegrated him, and like Jarvis, for whatever reason, decided to like try to initiate the contact, and it was unbelievable. But yeah, no, Boston Montreal, I think, given the fact this is the first year in almost a decade that they've been like both playoff teams in general, and then like the games have been really good this year, but like also the hate is fully there. Like the past couple of years, there's been no hate between them, and like
because they both kind of like teetered on relevance, right?
Well, I mean, last year the Brewers were just objectively unbelievably atrocious, and then the Canadians, obviously, like the only time they went back to the playoffs and like made noise was that weird COVID year where they had them playing in the Stanley Cup final, which was weird. That happened. But I mean, they also gave the Toronto Maple Leafs another very funny playoff exit in the bubble. But this is the first time that like the hate's been there. The games have all been really good, and again, they're both playoff teams that think they can like win a series 2 here, so we'll see what happens. But
back to Red Wings.
Yeah, the Red Wings, my god, they're doing the opposite of what the Canadians are doing right now. This stretch of hockey has been like borderline unwatchable on nights, and they're finding different ways to rip the hearts out of that fucking fan base.
Yep.
And it's legitimately unbelievable. Like tonight, this is a must win tonight. They give up a goal 2 minutes in, and then they give up a game tie goal with like 18 seconds on the third period, and then they lose in the shootout. And obviously the Minnesota Wild game, that was the whole other thing. And it's just like devastating loss after devastating loss. We talked about the deadline. I thought of all the teams that, like, if you were looking to look at one team, it was like, this is a team that needs to make a big move, a big difference-making move. It's like Detroit, and this is the year they have to do this thing. Because, again, at one point, they're in first place in the fucking Atlantic Division. Like 2-3 weeks before the deadline, 2 weeks or before the Olympics. And now they look like they're firmly out. Ottawa's playing unbelievable again. They've got Sanderson back. Shabbat looks like he's nearing a return. And then you're getting like legit good hockey from Clevin, Spence, and then got like Kachuk had 4 assists tonight against Tampa Bay. They're playing really good. And after the whole debacle with the goaltending, all the drama with the podcast, Olmark's been outstanding for the last few games.
So I want to know, like, I don't know how to feel about, like, if you asked Garen, would this matter to you at all? Like, is that a deterrent for teams that are looking into Brady Kachuk, that whole dynamic is only going to get more steam?
I don't know. I mean, I wonder if they look at it.
I think some markets, right?
Maybe, but like, I wonder if they look at that and say it was a disaster of like a fucking appearance on that fucking podcast, which is unbelievably avoidable, but like in conjunction with it being the Ottawa market, they should be on the upswing. The season's going the way it's going. the whole thing with Olmark this year, and then just like where they were at, I wonder if they're like that. They can separate that when you're looking at like making an acquisition. I also hate the Brady Tkachuk trade rumor, like mostly because I have a lot of friends who are Senators fans, and it's like it's that team that like it's another one of these teams that, given the drama post 2017, that has just somehow refused to avoid the Ottawa Senators. They became this massive punching bag that only got turned upside down because the Maple Leafs lose in the playoffs in the funniest way possible, like every fucking year. And now they're on the upswing. Obviously, they've got a ton of young guys that are really exciting. Everything's going well. And then this year is what it is. But like, they're still a ridiculously good hockey team. They couldn't buy a save for a while there.
Yeah.
And then the whole team got hurt again. So I just feel bad, but I don't know.
In a way, though, do you think that the writing is at least like starting to be etched in the, even if it's in like black light marker and you can only see it when you turn the black light on? Like, you saw what Matthew did. You've seen all of the family conjecture, and you gotta imagine it's not even an Ottawa thing. He probably doesn't want to play in Canada.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say no way, but I don't know. I think it's sometimes I feel like there's certain times with him too where like, you probably could have done this to avoid that. Like you could have got out of your own way in that right there. But like, I don't know. I think there's more often than not, like there's more times where like that isn't even on the radar. Like he does more things that are obviously very good for the Ottawa Senators. And it's just like moments like that at certain times where there's already drama and a lot of like a big spotlight on them in general, like doesn't help. And I mean, for whatever reason, Matthew Tkachuk has somehow been able to find a way to twist the knife in any way possible. Anytime he has an opportunity with anyone, any market, or any fucking whole nation. Like he's just doing this shit. Did
you hear the explanation for the goalie comment?
No, I got annoyed by it because it's just such a bummer for my buddies in Ottawa. So I was just like, I'm annoyed with you.
Matthew flat out came out and said like, oh, I thought he was talking about the Florida goalies. Didn't you? Everyone knew that he was talking about the Florida goalies, right? Like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah. Brutal.
Now, I will say, because I agree with you, they became a punching bag ever since probably my favorite goal I've ever seen scored by Chris Kunitz. I still like get goosebumps when I see it. I weirdly feel like for a while, Detroit Red Wings were like the darlings that everyone was hoping would get in. And at this point, I feel like everyone's cheering against them and laughing at them and wants the Yzer plan to firmly fail. Yeah. Do you agree with that assessment?
I don't know. I think everyone's like bummed out by it more than like loving it.
Oh, I'm loving it.
Well, no, you are. But like,
I feel like that's happening a lot though. Like outside of like, if you are a Detroit fan or like Detroit adjacent, like obviously not, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm misreading it.
I think like the most common sentiment I've seen, which is a sentiment that you and I have shared for about 2.5 years, is like people be like, so can we all finally admit that like the Yzer plan was bullshit the whole time? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what do you mean admit?
I guess that's what I'm trying to say is it's less that they're cheering against the Red Wings. They're cheering against, like, they want all of the Yzer plan hate to come to fruition because they hate the Yzer plan.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just like, listen, you still have a decent amount of like young players that are coming. But like, you look at the body of work as far as like, especially the past 2 years or so, where it's been like, hey, this could be a legit team if they, the young players can come along and they identify the right NHL guys that are already in the league that can come and like complement these guys. And then this year again was the year that they really should have made a move. And there you go, Flyer Voracek just brought it up. Once your captain says it last year after the deadline, it's kind of like, obviously you can't go throw a ton of money at like free agent signings just for the fuck of it, as in reaction
What?
to that. But they were in a place where they needed to do that, not because the captain said it, but like they had the roster and a lot of the players in place already to go make those moves. And like, what was the biggest move they made? John Gibson?
Well, and guess what? They absolutely could have and should have outbid the Minnesota Wild for Quinn Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
That was the dagger. He wanted to go there. And now he's like so bitter and like, hell yeah, Billy sacked up and wasn't worried about giving up assets because he knows I'm worth it. Yeah, I'm going to remember that. And Yzerman's like, God fucking damn it. No.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at like some of the moves they've made the past couple of years. I'm like, I don't understand.
Although Falk looked fun tonight.
That goal was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
but generally agree with you.
I was sitting there, I was like, is he an improvement on what they had playing on their fucking second pair? Sure. Or like playing with Sherratt? Sure. But like, that's the move you make at the deadline when you're really strongly pushing, and you should be pushing for that playoff spot.
I'd say though, Z, that's like probably a top 3 blue line move that Yzerman has made since being the GM there. Because it is, because his blue line decisions are awful.
I mean, like letting Wallman go for future considerations counts as like -7 moves anyway.
Signing extensions for Mata, for Sherratt. Like, what are we doing, dude?
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's fun. So yeah, I am sorry.
It is unbelievable that the fashion in which they're losing games. It's brutal.
So be honest with me. Out of the teams that are fighting to get in, like, do you want Detroit to get in?
No, I want Ottawa to get in.
Yeah,
like they should be in.
Right. I think that's most people's sentiment is Ottawa, or for the sweetheart story, like Columbus. But no one wants Detroit, and I feel like Islanders are just like there. I don't think anyone's cheering for or against them.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. The other thing too, if you're a team that comes in first place in your division and your fucking reward is playing the Ottawa Senators in the first round, that fucking sucks. Like, fuck
Sorry, Carolina.
that.
Sorry, Carolina.
Brutal, because they are legit good. And you know what? Again, they went down. Jake Sanderson, Shabbat. At one point, like Clevin took a bad hit, Spence took a bad hit, Jensen took a hit. Like they had half of their defensemen out, and like guys were logged at 30 minutes a night. And Jake Sanderson, if he's healthy this whole year, he is 100% in that Norris conversation. Yeah, he has been fucking ridiculously good, and just a key cog for that team. But I mean, specifically on that back end. And not only do they hold their head above water, like they are right in there. They're still playing ridiculously good hockey. The fact that at one point, like Tyler Clevin was logging 24 minutes a night and put it like more than just holding his head above water, like playing legit good minutes. And shout out, I love Jordan Spence. And he's sniped tonight, and he's playing a whole lot more minutes. Good for them. So the Senators are a very fun team. So I do think that, especially after this win tonight, big win against Tampa where they dominate, I think that's obviously a great sign for them, and I think they will and should be in the wild card spot there. So good for them.
And we do need to correct it from earlier. Z didn't do enough credit. Not future considerations. They gave a second to offload him, to which they then turned around and traded him for a second or a first. I can't. Oh, that was the funniest Yzer move, period.
It was crazy because, like, also if you go back in time and look at it, Wallman was good the whole time he was with Detroit, but he also was the guy that they were able to put next to Mo Seider, and Mo Seider fully went on beast mode and didn't have to play with Ben Sherratt anymore. And like, hold on a minute, what happened? What are we doing?
And everyone was like, "Oh shit, something big's coming," because they had to offload his money.
That was the Gensel. They were like, they must be going out to spend money on Gensel.
Nothing.
It's crazy,
man.
And I love it too. Now, like, there's a whole lot of conversations people being like, well, you know, maybe this is the time where Yzerman now is going to get elevated to president of hockey ops, so they hire a new GM. I'm like, wait a minute. What do you mean a promotion? Hold on a second here.
Yeah. Got one more thing here. Let's see from the comments that before we transition to Minnesota Wild stuff, but do need to say I just turned off the TV, forgot that it was still on after the game, and it was on to Wild on 7th. Absolute travesty that Karts wears a hat when they record.
Yeah,
let that shit breathe, dude.
Should be illegal.
Yeah,
I'm trying to grow mine out. I'm trying to grow mine out to be like Karts. I can't get it. I just can't get it right though.
I miss the days of long hair. Question from Sugar Hill Sleep. Did the Jets make it in? I really hope so.
I don't think so.
I think they are as scary, or at least in the same conversation of scary, as the Senators. Colorado Avalanche do not want that to be the team that they match up with.
I mean, I don't consider them to be in the same conversation as scary as Ottawa. I think Ottawa's far superior team to the Winnipeg Jets, but
yeah, except for one key piece.
But if it's them or LA, give me fucking Winnipeg for the love of God.
Well, right.
But I mean, it's actually them, San Jose, and Nashville. I don't have to look at their schedules. I think San Jose still has a game in hand. I think
they do.
Predators and Winnipeg have both.
My point is, out of those four, San Jose is what we all want. That's the most fun. The scariest one for Colorado is Winnipeg. No.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I think. I mean, Colorado's still just on a whole other level than both of them anyways.
Right, but what's the perfect recipe? Colorado's goaltending being shit and Connor Hellebuck doing Connor Hellebuck things.
Yeah, are we getting the Olympics? Connor Hellebuck or previous NHL playoff Connor Hellebuck?
Connor Hellebuck, who made McKinnon cry and throw away a toy.
Yeah. That was all-time clip. All-time clip.
Imagine how much the authentic McKinnon doll would sell for.
The fact that he gave that little plushy thing, the fucking same face he gave the dude Dater when Dater was like, "You're thinking about saying fuck it." He gave that doll the same face. It was just so disgusting. So fucking.
He named it Dater.
He probably did. He probably ripped its fucking head off.
Oh, man. All right. Well, then we will just go right into Minnesota Wild stuff. Confirmed for anyone. I mean, obviously, anyone that's listening is getting here after the fact, but official. Dallas beat the Flames in overtime. Unfortunate, but we'll live with it. Still plenty of runway to overtake them, because now we're still behind by 2, and we get them next game on Thursday, which, God, how dumb is the NHL for stacking games on Thursday and Saturday, none on Friday, when the Frozen Four is Thursday and Saturday? Why can ESPN not get out of their own way?
I mean, I think every year they find a new way to fuck up the scheduling.
It's so dumb.
To the point where it's impressive. You guys, again, I will just remind everyone, someone gets paid to do this. That's crazy. Actually, I don't know if we're going to go into Wild stuff right now. Okay, before we do that, did you see the John Cooper comments after the Sabres game last night?
Oh, about the door?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I understand him being incredibly frustrated by it. It's fucking brutal. I think for a fucking NHL head coach to call for the job of someone that works the fucking door for a thing that they do every single fucking game at the end of the fucking penalty where the door's about to fucking open. I think I hate calling for a fucking guy's job. The fucking guy that works the penalty box.
I agree to an extent, but it's literally your only job. Open and close the fucking door and don't be a donkey.
Imagine he gets fired for doing his job though. His job is open the door. He gets fired for opening the door.
I think that it was a little cold and direct the way that he like literally called for the guy's job, but like I get it. Like again,
Yeah, that's what I mean. I understand being
you've got to
incredibly
have
frustrated.
the awareness, like that's literally someone's livelihood at stake if you don't handle that correctly. Like I don't know. Like I'm just trying to think if it's my team or if it's like a team I'm playing on, or if it's like my kid playing in a hockey game and someone does that and he fucks himself up because of it. Like I get the outrage. I think it could have been handled a little bit differently in that public lens. Cause again, I think it's
I'm
weird
just saying like
for
the
a
penalty is
person's
literally
job.
expiring. They literally always unhatch the door. And he just happened to have a weird hit. Not even a weird hitch, like weird collision, but like the penalty was right. Also, I think was it Benson coming out of the box who just stepped over a dead body. It's just like,
well, he had to like leap.
You're like, fuck this guy.
Yeah,
it does suck for Holberg. That was ugly, and like he was clearly like he also looked like he was like, you get hurt, but then like there's times you don't know how badly hurt you are. You just know it's bad. Like he had that like scared look on his face that made that bummed me out for him. So again, my whole thing is I totally understand being incredibly frustrated by the situation, but like being the guy box guy should get fired is fucking crazy from an NHL head coach.
Flyer Voracek, John Hodor Cooper.
Oh my God.
Oh, Voracek, that was a Cosgrove
good pull. It's a nice pull.
I assumed Cosgrove joined the chat when I saw this, so I appreciate it. That's great. He asks Z before. I guess we're not getting into Wild yet. Z, opinion on Cruz Lucius with him not signing in Pittsburgh.
I don't know. Lucius has just been up and down. Like since it's
whole family's a little bit different.
It's I mean, like there's just brutal. I mean, his poor fucking Chaz Lucius, his brother, like that sucks. He had to was it retired this year.
That's very, very brutal.
It sucks. I mean, I don't know.
See that.
I was obviously a huge fan of Cruz Lucius' draft year, and then it's just like he's been up and down. Like there've been moments, but I wasn't totally shocked. But I mean, we'll see if he ends up. I mean, again, signing somewhere else, but wasn't totally shocked. I don't really know how many like takers he's gonna have, but man, he was so fucking good in his draft year. I love that kid, and I remember actually, I think that was the first year we did I did the live stream with you guys.
Yeah,
and I remember he got drafted, and I was like, wait, guess what his brother's name is? I was like, Chaz. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I was not like I knew who they were.
Well, Isha.
They're the
it was Chaz that
the once known like as Gophers.
Yeah.
Which, hey, what can you do? Minnesota Wild stuff, huh? They won. That was good. That was fun. Let's give our boy Cam Myers his time. Super chat. Beer money for Hughes, Matthews, Larkin, Kachuk. One of them. Pretty please. I will say I have to unfortunately tell everyone that if you didn't listen to Fellowship of the Rink yet, you definitely should. Scott Wheeler rocks, but I did ask him, can the Minnesota Wild afford Austin Matthews? He's like, no, they can't. Like, unless we want to like include Boldy, which would be asinine. Like, we just don't have the young pieces to make it work. We don't. Like, and everyone like looks at it in weird lenses because there's Wild fans that would probably freak out about sending Wallstedt, Stramel, Urov, and a pick. And that's not even enough.
Oh, and then if that trade did happen, whoever made that trade on behalf of Toronto would be fired 4 minutes later.
Yes.
Like,
better than the
they would call the league office. Like Pelly would call the league office. They'd be like, no, take that back. We got you. It was a joke. We were joking. It was a joke.
It was just like the Koskinen deal. That one stuck. Like, fuck.
A+ move for fuck. A+ move. A+ move.
So Matthews, it's not going to happen. It's just not. I wish it could. I would love it. It's not going to happen. I do think some of the other names might be possible. I don't think Larkin's going anywhere unless he legit asks out, and I don't think that's happening for like a Michigan guy. But like Kachuk, I could see it. I also like, I just feel like if we're going to literally mortgage whatever we have left, it's got to be for a center, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like it has to be.
And I'm not, I know like Russo and Panda have talked about in the past, but like I've nodded on like, hey, what if we did this and then could Boldy play center? I'm like, I mean, could he? Whatever, sure. But like, I don't think that. That's not, to me, that's not appeal.
Pass. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see again, like throughout the playoffs and then leading up to the draft. I'm sure there's going to be rumors about guys that we haven't even heard about before that want out, or like there's going to be rumors and like,
of course,
because even it's like obviously the free agent market's dog shit. Slash just
what do you mean? Alex Tuck.
By the way, that fucking PK shift last night, he went God mode. It was fucking, and also he exited the box with that first goal and fucking snipped. Oh God, that game was God. I need Sabres Lightning for 7 games, so I need them both to, like, I don't know, lose a game or 2 here, let Montreal go undefeated to finish out the season, get that first seed, and we get 7 fucking games with Buffalo, Tampa. Oh God.
Yeah.
And then if you're gonna sacrifice everything, there you go. Cosgrove puts it in there. Robert Thomas is playing fucking insane right now. I also think, again, when you look at where St. Louis is now, consider like where they were at the trade deadline, we're like, yeah, we'll probably sell everyone, which that was nuts in the first place. But if you're going to mortgage the future, a guy like Robert Thomas, I would do that. But why the fuck would St. Louis do that? They should be competitive next year. Did you see what Joel Hofer's stats have been the last 12 fucking games?
Yeah. And that's where, like,
it's unreal.
It's not going to happen next
like
year.
A 945 save percentage. But like,
it's not bankable.
I'm very curious to see what they end up doing in the offseason. Obviously, this is Armstrong. He will be leaving. He'll be like relinquishing the keys to Steen. And then obviously all these rumors have been out. I'm sure they're still fucking living with the Parayko rumors. So we'll see what happens with him. And then after that, are they really going to like potentially sell both Kyrou and Thomas? Like, why? They're not great, but like, again, they've been playing really well, obviously, but they have enough pieces that aren't that old that they should be competitive next year. And like, I don't think in any way, shape, or form they look like a team that's like on the brink of a full rebuild. And like, if you move off a 26-year-old center, a number 1 center, Robert Thomas, who's like a point per game guy, legit 2-way impact, that's who has what 6 years left on a fucking $8 million deal.
Very reasonable.
That's full rebuild. And I don't know why the fuck they would do that.
I'm with Flyer Voracek. The blue line needs some attending to.
If they could have pulled off that Parayko for Merca in a first pick, that would have been
sweet.
That would have instantly turned. I mean, they could have just done that. Like, okay, now don't sell anyone else. Well, they got picks for Braden Shen, which was great.
I can't tell if this is sarcasm from our boy C. Kramer or not. Like hand to glove fit. Like, yes, please. Very much so. Am I wrong, Z? You have an opinion.
He's a dynamic offensive player, legit 2-way guy, but like one of the
put up
best
60.
One of the best passers of the NHL.
Yeah.
And can legitimately play with everyone. Some of the numbers he's put up, like when he has been playing with Kyrou, like they've had a couple past like 2 or 3 years, they've had some bad injury trouble up front, and it didn't even matter who he was playing with, but he is just fucking dishing.
Dude, Z, don't look at the chat. You probably already did. So Hofer has plus 22. Goal saved above expected. Yeah. Do you know what Bennington's is?
I think it's like, is it negative?
Yeah.
I feel like, given the beginning of the year, I think it's gotta be like negative 10.
Negative 12. A 34-point swing. Oh my God. Kramer, again, following up on it, like, is Thomas more like Ek or Zook? If it's not undeniably Zook, he's not the right fit. I mean, I don't think they're going to be like getting a timeshare together or anything, but like as far as play, again, that the playmaking is absolutely the bread and butter there for Thomas. And of course, we saw the other night putting up a hat trick. Like, he can do it all, but his game is absolutely being the setup man.
Yeah.
He sees the ice different.
Yeah. And again, I can't imagine why the fuck they're like, let's move this guy. Like, bro, you have him there. I mean, I would imagine, like, the one guy I'm like, yeah, they probably will move him just because of how negative it's been. But like Kyra's the one I was like, yeah, I guess. Yeah. That's true. But like him, Snuggerud's been fucking ridiculous.
He's been fun. Yeah.
So fucking, he rules. They've got a couple of guys still coming too. Like, they drafted Yurchek a couple years ago, or last, I guess that was last year. I'm like blending in all the fucking drafts now together. Once the drafts happen, I'm like, yeah, they're all the same one.
Don't forget
they got Ricky. They got Ricky there. They got plenty of guys. Like, they don't need to do a full on tear down rebuild. Like,
no, they just need to solve the blue line, period. And you're not going to bank on Hofer doing next year what he did this year, but it's at least positive change.
And that reminds me, again, we talked like last year, the 2 offer sheets they pulled out, like those were fucking A+. Like, Broberg's been legit.
Yep.
A+. Now I just remember
all the way until he got hurt.
My boy Dimitri put up a stat, I think it was last night. Robert Thomas, Dylan Holloway, and Jimmy Snuggerud line is up 15-0 in 166 5-on-5 minutes they played together since March 1st. Like, I mean, they have young guys who are performing that are also all about to hit their prime / hitting their prime now. Like, they don't need to
go for a Badger. Go to Thunk.
Disgusting.
Gross. Let's see. Sorry, we got another. All right, this is the last one we're going on for the Robert Thomas stuff. He'd absolutely be an upgrade from anything Minnesota has, but I'm just asking if he's a fit for 97. Like, yes, I absolutely think that Thomas would be an incredible fit with the way he plays.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, I mean, Jack Hughes being 1,000 times better, like I understand the hyperbole here, but like, no, I think they're comparable, and I think Jack Hughes is going to cost way more.
But yeah, I think like if you look at Jack Hughes and Robert Thomas, if you look at the raw upside, there's a reason that like Jack Hughes is a first overall pick, and like Robert Thomas went like what 18 or 19 or something in his draft season,
100%
in the 20s or whatever. So yeah,
I'm not trying to tell you that he's better than Jack Hughes. I'm
just going off the question.
Yeah,
I'm just going off the question.
I was more saying that to see Kramer. Sorry, like I'm not arguing that.
Yeah,
he's
so am I. I am also doing that. I have also responded. Like, I think like the highest of highs with like in terms of just like the raw skill upside, or whatever, is Jack Hughes. It's there.
Yeah, 100%.
Like Robert Thomas would be an A+ fit. Just the 2A game again, like the passing ability, it's just the motor. He's incredible, and the fact that he's like in year 2 or 3 of a fucking 8-year deal, paying him 8 point whatever million. Like, that's like, incredible.
Yeah, and style of play, like I would even lean Thomas slightly. Again, the upside and like skill, Jack Hughes, period. If I could have either one be the first line center here, it's Jack Hughes, no question. But for what you'd have to give up, for what he's making, for how long, and just the way that he'd fit with Kaprizov, like I think Robert Thomas makes more sense, but give me Jack if there's a possible way to acquire him. I would love that.
If I have to settle, if I have to settle for Jack Hughes, I'll take him.
Oh man. Let's talk. We already kind of hit on the potential of trading Charlie Stramel, but we have to say he has officially signed. Got a juicy ELC done, and it doesn't start until next year. And for reasons unbeknownst to me, it apparently works out even better for him that way. So,
yeah, I think part of it, I'm assuming part of it was just the fact that like it's Brew that he's obviously his season ended the way that it ended. He was not going to like come play this year, obviously. So they gave him that fat deal. I think it was like the highest deal so they could have given him next year. So yeah, I think that was good on the Wild and obviously good for him. And obviously, hopefully, he's just be able to start trading. I think they said 6 to 8 weeks. He can probably start he'll be back like playing
I mean, the Maple Leafs are going to be paying that contract anyway, so.
Right, yeah, what matters you, right. That trade that's going to happen in the second round.
Yes. Also, just very happy for him all around, turning his game around. Like, it sucks that he went down against, of course, Wisconsin of all teams and doesn't make it to the Frozen Four because it would have been so fun to watch them there. But, hey, he's here with us. Dude, the question for him is, how much seasoning does he need in Iowa before he's up with the big boys?
Yeah, I mean, it'll all depend what the roster looks like for training camp.
Which one?
It's the Minnesota's.
I think
they're going
Iowa's
to give him
roster's interesting too.
I think. Well, I mean, everything about. And you know what? Again, they are now the past 2 months they've actually turned it around and played. They're playing some legit hockey now. Like they'll have a stinker every so often, but they've been playing some significantly better hockey the past like month or two. But I'm sure like Stramel will get the look in preseason. Like he'll get every opportunity depending on who's still here, who's out. Because I do think beyond just letting some of these free agents walk, I think the Wild would be served well by making a few moves elsewhere as well, as far as like moving some of the older guys that are maybe locked up for their year or two off. And we'll see what happens with us in the back end and all that stuff.
What if I told
But I would imagine he ends up starting in Iowa, but like I wouldn't be surprised to see him get games not too far into the season next year. I think again, like he just plays this style of game where it should like he's a high floor guy where it's like he keeps it simple, he moves his feet, he's a big guy that skates really well, he's super physical. I think I'll be curious to see like how physical he is the first like few weeks of him like playing pro, because there's like obviously a massive difference going from like USN TDP to college hockey and like being a massive dude relatively speaking against guys your age versus like going and like trying to throw a big hit like on a fourth liner in the NHL and then just getting like disintegrated. So we'll see. But I think I just think he's simple game, so I think it should translate pretty well.
Yeah. For those listening, Flyer Voracek chimes in. I believe the new CBA raised the max for rookie deals that begin in 26-27. So Charlie stands to make more waiting till next season. So that all checks out and makes way more sense. I don't know why I complicated it so much in my head, but that checks out. Z, you said like there's some older guys that we should probably rotate out. What if I raise that bar and say we're gonna go Marcus Johansson 4x4 NMC?
I regret. So like we should actually just transition this into line combos for the playoffs. I regret to inform you, we know what the top six is. Game one of the playoffs. We do. Yeah, I mean it's a done deal at this point, and we know.
Sorry, what did you say?
We know what the Minnesota Wild's top six is going to look like game one of the playoffs. I'm like
100%.
And then like realistically, never a doubt. Never a doubt. But like we were like, what if we didn't do that though? Like that. Who the fuck am I kidding? Like they're never gonna do anything different.
Yeah.
But I do think it's gonna be well. Actually, you know what? I'm always wrong. So I know it will be Johansson, Boldy, and Eriksson Ek, and then obviously Kaprizov, Zuccarello, Hartman. And I actually, just looking at the way that Hartman's been playing down the stretch here and how he performs every playoff, I don't have a huge problem with it.
Sure.
Because I mean, like we see so many like in like Yurov, Brink, they're young, like we see flashes, and it's just like, yeah, years down the line, like next year, beyond, whatever. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Brink, obviously, too. But the third and fourth line, that's where I think I will be angry on game one of the playoffs because I have a nagging suspicion that they're going to go just full meat. So, like,
they are.
I have a nasty, annoying, disgusting assumption that Michael McCarron might be your third line center game one of the playoffs. I'm like, no, god damn it.
So wait, they're gonna Rossi both of the young guys?
I think Yurov and Brink could both be out.
I was prepared for one, not for both. That's
I think when you look at like what they're valuing right now, and we know how much for whatever reason, forget what happens after the face-off. It's just the face-off that everyone cares about for whatever fucking reason. Yurov's face-off numbers are not great. And they think, like, again, like half the reason they gave up a second round pick for Michael McCarron was D zone faceoffs, which I was like, also very funny that they're like D zone. I'm like, yeah, because that's where he fucking starts all the time.
Yeah, like, what?
They're not giving him a shift to the offensive zone. But I think they want both Felitos in. I think they want McCarron. Obviously, like, Treiving deserves to be in. He's in. And Tarasenko's giving you some support.
Yeah. If anything, if they're going to do Brink dirty, which I still do not support at all, I want the Russian line. I want Yurov, Trenny, and Tarasenko. That line looked so good. And it brings such a different element. And then throw the meat all there on the fourth line. Whatever. Do what you got to do. But Yurov and Brink not playing, the fan base will erupt. We could sweep Dallas and fans will still complain about both of them being in the press box.
You need to remember that Bobby Brink is 3'2".
I don't care.
And that's it. That's all you need to know.
He's from Minnesota, so that adds 2 feet. So 5'2". Sure. I'll take it.
But you know what? You make a good point. I just had this nagging. They obviously want McCarron in. And I think they're gonna want both Felitos in.
No, they do.
Like, I'm sitting like, I'm like, oh no, I can read the tea leaves. Like, just like, oh god.
So let's say
I do think they end up going with a rotating. I think they end up rotating, and I think game one I'm gonna be pissed off.
Yeah, probably.
On the road, they're gonna set the tone. Bobby Brink will probably. I bet Bobby Brink won't play in Dallas. Maybe at home. Or you switch that when you have the matchups and you you galaxy brain it. I'm like, don't fucking worry about matchups, dude. Fuck's sake. And also that also assumes full health, which isn't possible. So
that's the biggest thing is like we're not going to be healthy, so it's all going to be thrown in a blender anyway. But my question is, if let's play out your scenario where Yurov and Brink are both watching in street clothes. What do those two lines look like? What is the actual 3 players on each line?
Yeah. I do go back and forth on that because I can't make that third line work in my head. Or I'm like, everybody really gonna fucking do like Treiving, McCarron, and Tarasenko? What's Tarasenko gonna do out there? What is he just hanging out? Like, I'll be out here. I'll be on the second power. He only plays second power play. They're like, for your own good, man. Like, I mean, whatever. You're gonna throw the Scud missile line out there and just like run around. Again, I don't like it at all. I wouldn't do it, but I have a nagging suspicion it might happen.
I never considered both. I figured at least
I know.
I figured one because that's just what they do. Dude, that really bummed me out.
The more likely one is either the zero I put out there or just Bobby Brink being out of the lineup.
Yeah, and yeah, the big bear saying what we're all thinking. Put Brink on line 2 and bench JoJo, but I know they won't.
Every time it comes up, but did JoJo score again tonight? Like,
right?
It's like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah. Fly forward check. I have a dream that Trenyan, Foligno, and Foligno just jump Jamie Benn in game 1. Guaranteed, Ben will not go down.
Does not go down.
Ever.
Refuses to go down.
So it came up today on KFan. Russo said, if JoJo wants to come back, Guerin is gonna re-sign him. And went on to say that Boldy loves playing with him and that literally everyone on the team loves having him in the locker room.
Yeah, he's a beauty.
He's back. He's back. It's gonna happen because I'm not mad that he's back. I think if you can get him on a cheap deal, like he will outperform that contract. I don't want him on the second line boxing out players.
You know what's funny is it's great too because he outperformed this current contract that he's on in like December. Like it was done. I was like, all right, well,
in November he outperformed it, and now everyone's like, he sucks. Why is he here? It's like, well, I understand why you want him like not on the second line because I feel similarly, but it's like he's going to have ups and downs. Like, he's a $1 million player. Let's relax. But bringing him back and further boxing people out when Garen's going to bring all these guys back. No one's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to watch. But at this point, like, everything seems to be working out. So I'm not going to argue with Garen until proven wrong, but it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, again, I don't have a problem with Marcus Johansson. And again, like, this year he's been really good. Like, he went through a dry spell, obviously, like half the fucking team did when they were only getting scoring from Boldy and Kaprizov. But
yeah. See Kramer here. Gonna be that guy. Just in, JoJo has more goals than Eck, who plays first PP.
Mm-hmm. I think you're asking a lot more from Eck anyways. Like, I think a lot of what Eck does isn't necessarily getting you goals. He's also had like crazy health issues this year again. But like center versus wing, and the fact that like what you're asking Joel Eriksson like to do night in, night out, rarely is that scoring goals. But I still, like, as much as I love JoJo, I don't think you can possibly bring it back. Like, because we're gonna hit, like, let's say they do that, right? And Lord knows, like, they'll just bring the whole gang back again. We're gonna have the same exact fucking conversation at the trade deadline next year as we did this year. It's like, all right, so where are we putting guys? Like, at this point, you're better off going off and like either trying to find some young talent, promoting guys from whatever it is. Like, I just don't think you can keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Like, you look at some of the moves that got like teams like Colorado and Dallas have made. They've somehow found a way to make, whether it's trades or signing guys, whatever, they get top end talent to play in their top six. Like, when you look at a lot of what Minnesota's like, that, like, again, love Ryan Hartman. He's been awesome. He's been really good in the fucking playoffs. He's not a first line center. Love Marcus Johansson. Love what he's brought this year. And like tail end of last year when he got healthy again. Not a top six forward right now. Like, not at 30, what have you, 36 years old? You just can't keep doing this and like expect the final result to be different than a first round.
A battle is being waged in our chat between C. Kramer and Sean Cosgrove. We'll just let that all settle out because I'm not going to do any fact checking right now.
They both have 40.
Yeah, a question came up. Now I gotta find it again. Damn it! I thought I marked it.
Well, you do that. Like, my whole thing too is like for next year, especially, like, I want Brink to have a contract. I want him to get looks in the top six that he's currently blocked out of right now. And like,
I'm fine with middle six.
And like, I'm done with people being like watching like 8 or 9 games of a young player or a new player and being like, he's had a look. No, he fucking hasn't. Like, no, and I'm not actually saying that this is the conversation around Brink this year because that's not actually a real. But I'm just saying,
no, that's just like the Lapanta conjecture every time
it drives me
player gets like 3
crazy.
games. He's had his chance. He played 3 games.
It drives me crazy. Like, I don't even care if it's 10 games for a young player or someone that's new to a team. It's not like, if you like. How much more than 10 games? I don't fucking know. But it differs team to team. But like, you can't tell me, especially with this fucking hockey team, that the past 4 years they've had unbelievable amounts of injuries. Where like, you haven't really had a consistent lineup for more than 3 weeks ever. Like, half these guys have played with like 14 different fucking line mates. I'm just done with people being like, oh, they gave him a look. I'm like, what, 6 minutes in the fucking 4th line? Fuck off. No, they haven't. Like, that's not the same fucking thing. Like, that's the shit that drives me fucking crazy. Like, well, what are you gonna do? Not give this 36-year-old another fucking contract? Like, yeah, that's exactly what I would do. Not give that fucking 36-year-old the fucking another contract. Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? Like, think outside the box one time. Like, it drives me crazy.
Well, and here's the fun question: does Vladdy come back as well?
So, okay, that's where I was going next. Let's say someone's coming back. Zuccarello, Johansson, and Vladdy can't all come back,
but they will.
But like, hey, you know what?
I'm ready to lock in and guarantee that all 3 come back.
The Billy G special, dude. 4x4
NMC, baby. if he gives out one more 4x4, I will make the hats.
I'll be honest with you, I kind of need it. like the sick part of my brain.
It's been too long now. I need one more 4x4 contract.
It's unbelievable how, like, without fail, it happens once. Someone's getting that 4x4, dude. Someone's getting 4. But like, I don't know, you just can't get like, hey, what's up, Beach? It's just like, it's so funny to me. Like, what are you not like? Yeah, he got 4 games, played 8 minutes, and he got 8 seconds of power play time. Like,
should have done more with those 8 minutes if he's really a good player.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, go look at the fucking offensive zone versus D zone start shifts. Like the shift starts. Like, he started 1 shift the offensive zone, 1 neutral zone, it's 6 in the D zone. Yeah, weird. I can't believe he didn't do shit with that. Like, like it's just crazy to me.
Don't ask LaPanta to do his job.
But like, let's say again, like you're looking at those 3 older guys, and you really want to bring someone. Like, you can't bring back all 3. Realistically, I don't think you could even bring back 2. And
definitely,
by the way, shout out Vlad Tarasenko, 23 goals in the year this year. A+ move. But you have to be able to accept, like, you know what? Got the most out of him that we possibly could have asked for this year. We gave up future considerations for him. You have to be able to walk away.
Give him a job in the organization. Let him hang out and give off the good vibes. But like,
or just wait. Like, let's say you go through free agency, you can't, or like lead up to the trade deadline, the draft, and then into free agency. Let's say you can't make that end of the summer. If you still have nothing, and he hasn't got a contract yet, fine, whatever.
Sure.
But if someone's gonna be like, hey, we'll go back to Tarasenko, give him a 3-year deal for 4. If some other team's like, we'll give him a 4x4, walk away from that fucking contract. Don't do that.
Yeah. I gotta say, like, I know now, I can see the future, and it's literally going to be the day that, like, we learn what the schedule is for the first round of the playoffs. And Marcus Johansson has extended 1 more year.
It's going to happen. And again, like, I hate having to be, for both of us were doing this, but like, I don't want to sound like I don't like these fucking players. They've been great. They've been great for this team this year. It's just like when you're projecting out in terms of building a legit Stanley Cup contender, I just don't see how you could possibly be like, we're going to bring the same old guys back and then block out the young talent. Yes, like start of the year, obviously, like when you start integrating the young players, they're not going to have the same effect those guys who have been in the league for fucking 15 years. There's going to be a adjustment period.
Yeah.
But I think just like, again, bringing back multiple 35, 36-year-olds, it's just not going to, like, I just can't possibly see that works out beyond a couple months.
Not ideal. Here's the question that's haunted me, because I feel like we are set with McCarron and both Folignos for a line. Does that 4th line have enough speed to keep up with Dallas?
I don't think they're necessarily going to go up against, I don't know how often they're going to be up against those top lines, or like the Dallas top lines, outside of like Dallas, when you're in Dallas, like playing the matchup game.
Yeah. Very possible.
Like realistically, not really. Like you're going to be managing when they're on the ice. Marcus Foligno can still move. He's not like a slow skater. Nick Foligno is one of the slowest skaters in the league, but he makes it work for him. Good for him. And all, like, again, like he's also, the minutes that he's played in Minnesota, he's been great. Like he's won tons of draws, a lot of little plays in the PKs for like turning pucks over, little pass. Like he done his job. I'm not going to complain about it. Which is why I do think that we'll see like a rotating. Like I think there's 5, 6 guys that will be rotating in on the lineup in that first round against Dallas. I'll be curious to see if they do it on the road or at home. Well, again, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see Bobby Brink play in Dallas, but when you come back home and you have the opportunity to like play the matchup game, I wouldn't be shocked to see Bobby Brink back.
It would be far more Bobby Brink vibes for them to bench him in Minnesota.
Yeah. We piss off the whole fan base again. We love this shit.
Did you see his birth certificate?
Did you see it? Would you look at it? Would you just look at it?
Oh man. So we can move off of that whole conjecture. But I mean, Bobby Brink, let's talk about it, dude. Like, you said it. He hasn't been given any runway, and we've still seen a lot of really good glimpses. Like, what? How can you not get out of your own way down the stretch run here? Like, he should be playing every game up until the playoffs to see what he can give and where he fits. No,
it's also funny. Like his best game against Dallas, scores the game tie goal and sets up the game winner.
And he was all over that game. If he had no points in that game, he still dominated that game.
Yeah, he's a dog. Like, he just is. So, like, yeah, like, I think long term, he's a middle six guy. He can play with that second line. He's going to give, I think, like, realistically this year, I think he's probably got, 30, 40 points again? Might be low 30s, but I think that's easily getting better. But, yeah, no, I think you just, again, played Dallas. And, again, that was, like, a different lineup for both teams, obviously. With some of those top guys out, but he was a dog. And again, like, you watch some of those shifts in Philly when they were not good, he was still out there blocking 20 minutes, blocking shots, killing penalties. Like, he's a solid two-way player, and he does have some offensive pop to him. So I think, again, like, I want this kid in the lineup, especially if you're planning on giving a contract this summer. You would think that you probably want to play him. And again, I wonder if also some of these scratches was just the fact that he got hurt like immediately.
Dude, it's in the playbook. Like, the year they dicked Marco Rossi around was the year they had to go into negotiation with him. Like, same shit, different offseason. I don't know. So, yeah, I do think that all 36-year-olds are going to get extended. It's a lock. And, yeah, Veach can't re-sign everyone. Need room for Stramel to come in for 8 games next year. Nice. Love that. There are other guys that could potentially be coming in, and apparently Jack C77 came in early and said Ryder Ritchie is signing his ELC tomorrow. News to me. Z, what have you heard out of Boston?
I've heard nothing. I would imagine that the best move for him would have been to go back to BU next year. The team ostensibly should be better, even though they've lost. Obviously, a couple of those guys signed. They've got some nice recruits coming in, and this year couldn't possibly be worse than it was. Next year couldn't possibly be worse than this year.
Yeah, kind of the same as Minnesota.
I would like to see him get like a stable college season, but I mean, if they don't want to like run the risk of letting him walk, like again, was it 2 drafts ago? I guess. So we'll see, but I would imagine the best move would have been for him to go play there. I'd be surprised if he signed, I guess, but we'll see. Yeah. Who knows? There have been a couple. I mean, there's always a couple of college kids that sign. I'm like, well, I would have expected them to go back for one more year, but yeah. Again, the second I feel like some of these guys get drafted first couple rounds, if they go back for like a second or third year of college, be like, oh, maybe he's gonna walk, like without fail almost every time. I'm like, I don't think, like, maybe not though.
Yeah.
It happens. Like, it's the common every fucking time.
Yeah. But we do have to talk about the biggest signing for the Minnesota Wild.
Literally.
Viking Gustafsson Nyberg.
Side note, looking at this picture of him, by the way,
doesn't do any justice.
Look how much bigger the bubble is than his actual face. He looks like a 5'10". He looks like Bobby Brink. Size-wise.
I'll find a better picture to do it justice.
But yes, unexpected signing out of UConn for Minnesota. They bring in Viking Gustafsson Nyberg. I remember in his draft year watch, I think he played for Lexans or whatever. 6'6", left shot D-man, big boy, no nonsense guy. Moves pucks fairly well. Again, the thing with him, like any of these big defensemen, he's not the fastest guy in the world. Skating's a bit of an issue, but it sounded like when they signed him, they were anticipating giving him a couple of games in Minnesota, which I thought was interesting. If they're really pushing hard for that home ice advantage over Dallas, which I think, again, we're still 2 points back. I don't know how likely that is, but either way, you can't play in the playoffs. But I feel like I remember, was it Russo tweeting about it, or someone was mentioning somewhere that they actually were planning on trying to get him a couple games in the NHL. I think he made his AHL debut tonight, which obviously I think
that's more about getting rest for the other guys.
Yeah, probably. which I'm like, Carson Lambos is still down there. But as far as like he has all the NHL tools outside of just like the feet are going to be a problem, but I do think he's got the brain and like he knows his limitations well enough to mitigate some of the skating issues. Like he gets the pucks, read the play really well. He's super smart, and obviously physical. Puts himself in good position, like makes a simple play. Like he's not going to try to do more than he's capable of. He had a really nice year at UConn this year. And I think, again, he's a long-term project player, but I think any team that brings him in was always going to be planning on like organizational depth. So who knows if he ends up becoming a full-time NHL guy down the line? I'd say there's like less likely, but as far as like organizational depth goes, always good to bring a kid like him. So either way, I like it for Iowa.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Fun. And I got to find it now. What was the tweet from Wyshynski? Because it made me laugh very hard. Just give me 1 second here. I'm going to find it.
While you do that,
Filibuster.
While you did that, I was correct. He did play Lexans J20 draft year. Started at Northern Michigan for 2023-2024 season, 3 points, 33 games. I mean, it was Northern Michigan, whatever. Goes to UConn goes to UConn last year, 11 points, 39 games. This year, 11 points, 38 games for UConn. But he had a really solid year. He was a big part of that UConn back end. He's logging some big time minutes for them. Pretty much exclusively defensively. But again, 0.3 points per game, not bad.
So, quote tweeting the Minnesota Wild announcing that they have signed defenseman Viking Gustafsson Nyberg to an amateur tryout. Greg Wyshynski says, this is like the Kraken signing a player named Coffee Flannel Fish Toss.
All right. Well played. Well played, Wyshynski.
Oh, made me very happy.
Well played, Wyshynski. Well played.
Him and Merrick just keep on like doing more work together. Like last year it was 1 a week. Now it's 2 a week. It's eventually going to just be weekly. Those two uttering nonsense that I absolutely need, like oxygen.
They're going to bring it back to what was like 12 years ago when they're doing their show.
It's the best though. I love it. All right. Well, now we're going to kind of do a hard pivot here. And we're trying something out this week. We're actually going to have 2 different episodes drop for audio. So this is the start of the other one. Talking college hockey. Lots of college hockey. Lots of Frozen 4, mostly, probably. Let's get into it. I mean, where do you want to start, Z? Do we want to start college hockey or Frozen 4?
We can go Frozen 4, I guess.
All right. Frozen 4 Vegas. This is my nightmare fuel. This is literally like almost the worst case scenario as far as participants. Granted, if I was in Vegas and given her, like, I'd forget all about which teams are playing and I'd be totally fine. I feel like no one is really giving Wisconsin much of a shot here.
Which makes me think they might.
That's what scares the crap out of me.
And like, I think I'd probably feel different if they were playing Michigan or Denver, even though I think North Dakota's fucking awesome. Something about it. I don't know what it is about North Dakota. It gives me a nagging suspicion that Wisconsin just might fucking pull this off. I mean, just look at like North Dakota. North Dakota, they got like some legit high octane offensive firepower. I think this year it's been a perfect spot for a guy like Keaton Verhoff where they're not leaning on him 25, 26 minutes a night. He's playing like 18 and a half, 19 minutes. And then games where like they're carrying the play, like they'll put him on for 20, 21, give him more power play time, but like he hasn't had to do all the heavy lifting. So I'm not even saying that they're all offense, no defense. but you just fucking know that Hastings is going to have something up his goddamn sleeve. And Wisconsin is big. They're mean. They're old as fuck. Just had a, I can't remember if they actually are, but
AARP.
I would assume so.
AARP cards are not sufficient for gambling.
But like when I just look at Wisconsin, I'm like, man, this could be a team that would do this to North Dakota. But like, I mean, North Dakota's got some boys with size. They're physical. They play. They always have that like ragtag group of guys. But like Wisconsin is top to bottom. They're going to hit everything that moves. The neutral zone's going to be a fucking nightmare. Won't be super appealing. So if they can keep guys like, I mean, anyone, their top 5 scorers, like they keep Zellers, they can keep any of those other guys off the score sheet, they're going to have a chance. All I'm saying is outside, like, let's say they get to the first, like, period and a half of this game and it's 0-0 still, I'm going to say watch out. Like, they're just going to park the bus even more, poach on a counterattack, and just fucking like shut it down. I would not be shocked. I still think North Dakota just has way too much firepower. And you look at like some of Wisconsin's scoring, like, I don't know. I just don't see it. But something like some of the conversation around this matchup, I'm like, this feels irresponsible. It's the fucking Frozen Four.
Yep.
Something stupid's going to happen. And between like any outcome of Minnesota or Michigan and Denver wouldn't be surprising either way. And just the conversation, like the disrespect, which I fully endorse for Wisconsin. I'm fine with disrespect to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
They just downplayed appealing brand of hockey for me personally. But I'm like, oh man, the conversations have just done. I'm like, I don't talk about it like that. Don't just assume it's going to be like a rollover. But I have a nagging suspicion that North Dakota will just like score first 2 minutes and they might start rolling. But it makes me nervous saying that and joining in on the conversation with a lot of people. Like, it's going to be a blowout. I'm like, careful. This is the Frozen Four. And like, it's that style of play. Sometimes it somehow fucking works. Yeah, Veach just said 4 freshman goalies is what? Like, I mean, that's crazy. They're just physically fighting in the locker room before every game.
It is very fun though.
I fully anticipate again after all that, North Dakota wins 5-1. but I'm just throwing it out there to be able to ride the fence a little bit. Hey, if that doesn't happen though, I wouldn't be surprised. Definitely not a cop-out answer though.
Definitely not a cop-out answer.
No, not at all.
No, I could not agree more. I'm terrified for just that reason. Like, no one is giving them a chance. And I hate it.
Makes me sick.
Granted, it's against North Dakota, so like I really don't give a shit who wins this game. Like, either way, I am put in a position where I have to cheer for a dynasty in Denver. That doesn't make me feel good, but I absolutely need Denver to win this Frozen Four. Any other result is not going to be okay.
For the good of college hockey as a whole, though, we need North Dakota to go to this national championship game. For the love of God.
For the game, yes.
Don't make me watch another minute of Wisconsin hockey.
Yeah. And half the rink will be empty if North Dakota doesn't make it. Because they have scooped up all those tickets. For all of the negativity I can throw towards North Dakota, their fans will absolutely be there.
They sure will.
Over under on how many get arrested in Vegas.
How many?
Beach, set a line for us.
How many North Dakota students who will be there who are like, oh, hockey game? They're also just getting arrested. They're just going to Vegas. They just happen to be
America.
They just happen to be there.
Just happen to be there. So let's flip to the other matchup, though. I think this is the one that everyone is excited about. Like, this is appointment television. Denver versus Michigan. either team could absolutely handle the other one in this game, and I'm not going to be shocked, but I really feel like it's Denver.
Veach, flight prices at a no to Vegas for a stock shoot, $2,500. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oil money.
Yeah, I'm still feeling Denver. Like Michigan, obviously, very impressive season overall. And when you factor in the fact, like when you look at like their back end, I was still not convinced. And then there's been some serious injuries in the back end. So the fact they were able to maintain top 1, 2, 3 seed the whole season, pretty impressive. And I would love to know just how healthy Michael Hage is. Obviously, last game I think he ended up playing like 6.5 minutes. So clearly not 100% as of like a week ago.
Difference.
He is a massive difference maker. If he's like even if he's somewhat more healthy than he was a week ago, obviously that makes a big difference. But at the same time, I just look at Denver, like they're rolling right now. David Carl, I mean, just everything he touches works. He's got the goaltending going. Got the back like pole cap, Jesus Christ, and then they've just got scoring up and down that lineup. And some of the guys they brought in from the CHL, they got hot second half of the year. It just feels like everything's going their way, and like it's I still feel like Denver's gonna pull it off here. I think it's gonna be a great game though.
I agree with that. I need it to be, but I really just think Denver is the most equipped team to turn what Michigan does well against Michigan.
Yeah, and like they've proven time and time and again this year, it's just like they can play it any way you want to play it. That's the thing too. Like you want to run and gun, we can run and gun. You want to play like a 2-1 game, we can play a 2-1 game. Sometimes we're gonna come out there and just beat the shit out of you 9-0, and that's just what we're gonna do. And like Michigan again, awesome season. I'm surprised that they were as good as they were with the back end that they had. Like they had a lot of guys that I liked, but nothing really to write home about. But I just think Denver's gonna be able to roll 4 lines. Again, Polkat's probably gonna fucking put up 12 shot attempts in the first period. Just like have the puck the whole game. So I just don't see it. And as a whole, I dislike Michigan. And they just won their national championship last night in the worst basketball game I've ever watched my fucking life. I couldn't believe I watched it.
Yeah, but one of the best human beings, Dave Portnoy, really needs a win.
Yeah, thank God he got a win. He's
had a really tough life.
Yeah, tough.
Oh, hey, Big Bear, his aunt's nephew. So wouldn't that be your cousin? I'm not good at family trees, but I think Big Bear's cousin is Brennan
possibly
McMorrow,
brother,
which is sick.
Possibly
now,
brother.
Okay,
possibly.
Now we're being mean. Where was I? Okay, so talk me. Is there like shuffling scenarios of who makes it to the like championship game on who wins, or is it like you can rank for me who it is and it doesn't matter what the matchup is? Like, does Michigan fare better against North Dakota or Wisconsin? But then like the other, like if you flip it, Denver is actually going to fare better against everyone. Like, or is it just clean cut? Here's my ranking of the 4 and here's like, I don't care who they face.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like, regardless, I'm picking Denver to win. Even if it doesn't, like, if regardless of who they go up against, and even if Michigan beats Denver. If Michigan wins and they get North Dakota, I think that's obviously even. But like if they go, I think Michigan would beat Wisconsin. Although the Big Ten thing makes you wonder.
Yeah, Big Ten can't win.
I'm
shocked Veach hasn't made a comment about that yet. Big self-restraint.
I still have Denver just going, like regardless who they play. I could see North Dakota beating Michigan though.
Would you pick them over Michigan?
I think I would.
Okay, interesting.
Mostly because there's no way Michael Hayes is 100% healthy, and like he's just so crucial.
Big Bear, correction. It was the other side of the family. So his aunt has a nephew that's not his cousin. Okay, that all checks out. So still fairly confident it's not Big Bear's brother either. Just need that on the record after the slander. Okay, I can vibe with all that. Oh my God. I actually like the Canada not winning a cup thing, like doesn't do anything for me personally. I get why people think it's fun and funny, but it's like, it's kind of like people that are like, oh, Minnesota, how are you the state of hockey if you haven't won a Stanley Cup? It's like,
well, you want to find out?
How many Minnesotans have won Stanley Cups? Like that's not what this is about. And it's like these Canadian teams, it's not like it's Team Canada. Now, if there were only Canadians on these Canadian teams, that would make it way funnier for me.
There's nothing better. Again, the year the Bruins won the Stanley Cup 2011, they're playing the Canadians. There's a USA chant. And I was like, wow, I mean, there's one America on the team. But okay, sure, fuck it. Why not? It's really funny. And everyone's like, yeah, we know, but we don't care. It's like, all right, man. Cool. It's like two Americans on the team, but what, you know what? Fuck it. Who cares? Yeah, fuck it. Sure.
Who is going to be the, like, I feel like there's always someone that kind of pops out of nowhere in the Frozen Four. Like, kind of fun example when you were here in Minnesota and we saw Rieger Lorenz absolutely rifle that top shelf goal. And he looked just great throughout. Like, do you guys see anyone that's like lower in any of these lineups that like this could be their coming out party?
I think it's kind of tough because like I look at Denver and I look at like some of like the guys that maybe started slow or hot now. Like I look like a Christian Epperson, I could see absolutely having a monster Frozen Four. It was a slower start for him. And then look like North Dakota, and I'm like, look at the guys that like maybe don't get like the name recognition, but at the same time, do they really not get the name recognition? Like I could see like Jake Livanovich playing fucking 35 minutes and just crushing everyone and then putting up points. I could see that happening again. Like, but like, would that surprise anyone? Like, I mean, I don't know. Because he's just been a fucking animal for them. We'll see. And like, again, like, yeah, they're like Polkamp gets all the shot. Yeah, Boston Buckberger, I feel like, but he's been producing so much and like coming up with some big time goals. I feel like he still gets enough name recognition too. Like, I feel like people know, maybe not though. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I think it's just a baton passing though, where like you had Zeev pass to Polkamp. Polkamp's going to leave and pass to Buckberger, and it's just going to continue forever while David Carl just laughs at everyone.
Ryan Lynn.
Yes. Yep. We were going to talk about that later. Should we jump to that? Are we done with our Frozen Four talk?
I don't know. You haven't. What do you got? I think you said Denver, but
I mean, it's boring. It's the same thing as you. Like I have Denver beating Michigan, and I have North Dakota beating Wisconsin. I don't know. That I'm flipping now. Like, do I say it's Wisconsin because no one believes in them? And I kind of want to see Mike Hastings lose another natty. I was not happy about the first natty he lost, but him going up against Denver. Oh, yep. I'm going to say Denver over Wisconsin for the championship. It's got to be
10-0.
Denver taking down Hastings again, and Wisconsin will have a 2-goal lead and blow it off. I can't use that on people. I take back what I said. I say no mean things about 2-goal leads, especially in championship games. I'm not crying.
Not crying.
But no, I really do think it's obviously how I wanted to play out that Denver would win it all, but I really do think of any team they are the most equipped with how they play to take down a like very, very like top heavy Michigan team. Like there's just they have skill oozing out, but their lack of discipline that we've seen forever, it hasn't really come back to bite them this year because they've just had enough skill to push through it and no one's really been in a position to put them in their place. I think that David Carl can play the patient game and he can frustrate the hell out of them and it can go really sideways. And I'm kind of counting on Michael Hage not being as big of a factor as he could be because he got done dirty. I hate how like it's just handed to an upperclassman. Like TJ Hughes, awesome season. I'm not taking anything away from him. Him being in the Hobie hat trick and Michael Hage not even being nominated in like the top 10, it doesn't sit well with me. Michael Hage was the best player for Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, 100%. Also,
Where's
I just thought of one.
TJ Hughes going to go?
I don't know. Apparently, every NHL team wants to sign him. So,
well, yeah. Why wouldn't they?
Well, it's like the same. It's not like the same conversation with like what's his face? Ben Myers.
Yeah,
and he went with Colorado, which didn't really. I mean, probably not the move.
I mean, he got to like be there and hang out with everybody when they won the cup.
Technically, won a Stanley Cup. Was on the squad or in and around the squad. Put a Stanley Cup. But I just thought of a guy. If let's say North Dakota pulled it off, could you not see Bennett Smolik blocking 12 shots and then somehow scoring a goal like the last minute and a half of the third period with 1-0 win over Denver? That sounds like that could be like a lesser known. He's a pretty well known name, maybe. Actually, is he? I don't really know how much people know. It's like the deaf guys, but like just all defense guy. He's like 8 points.
I mean, a lot of people listening are probably familiar from his days at his former team.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I could see him blocking 12 shots in the national championship game, and then just like ripping one bar Mexico.
I like this one from Dan Engstrom.
Michigan is all. You know what's weird? I know what he means. They're sorry about.
Horror Docs actually like very fair comment here. Oh wait, TJ Hughes sounds like an Anaheim player. I wouldn't have thought it myself, but like you said it, and I'm like, yeah, that totally checks out.
Yeah, future Duck.
Oh, Big Bear, 5-4 Denver over North Dakota in 2 overtimes.
Sign me up. Yep.
I accept.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. God damn it, Cosgrove.
That's why I laughed at earlier.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, shit.
Also, another potential North Dakota hero, Jack Hernan.
Oh, there we go. Big Bear, you're in Phoenix. You'll get me ticks. I'm pretty sure my whole family is in the Phoenix area right now, and they're driving over probably tomorrow to Vegas for the games. So if you find them, hitch a ride. All right. Well, let's pivot then to what you already alluded to. Of course, Denver gets Ryan Lynn. Why the hell not?
This is a perfect, this is a match made in heaven. Ryan Lynn is awesome. Past 2 years or so, very advanced defensive game. That was like the name of the game for him, despite the fact that he's a undersized guy. Legit, his draft -1 year, so the shit he was doing in Vancouver defensively was just the reads, the skating, all of that. But now he gets to go to Denver, and this year he has fully started experimenting with his offensive tool set, and it's panned out for him. He had a couple injuries this year, which really didn't help him, but the point totals, the point totals jumped up as he was able to just try more things and again, being able to take more chances. And being encouraged to be more offensive defenseman. So now he's going to slide into Denver, and David Carl is going to just be go ahead. Yes, keep doing that. And it's just he's in a perfect spot. So I love this move for Denver. Love this move for Ryan Lynn. And if I'm a team that's drafting close to 10, I love this development path for this kid. And I think he does have a legit ceiling.
Does his draft stock go up because he committed to Denver?
I think part
there's something there.
I think there is. It's just it's a great spot. Again, obviously they produce NHL talent left and right, but you just look at where his game already was, and where was the perfect landing spot for him outside WHL? Because I don't think going back to WHL would have done anything for him in the first place. When you just look how good he's been the last couple of years, and
it's still a shame that Riley Heidt didn't get to do this.
Yeah, I know. But either way, I think he'd be able to slide into that top pair, no problem. And it's just the perfect spot for him. He's bringing the defensive game. The schedule's going to be great for him. He's going up against older kids. I love the move for him. Obviously for Denver, they make a massive splash. They're like, hello. In the past, we had a couple CHL guys that are good depth guys, legit depth guys. Let's go get a top 10 talent. Ryan Lynn, come on down, pal. So we're going nowhere, motherfuckers. It's unbelievable. David Carl's just I'm staying there forever. Give me fucking 12 mil.
If he wasn't so likable, I'd hate Denver, but David Carl, how can you not like the guy that literally buries Western Michigan and is yeah, this is bullshit. We should have been playing in their barn.
We should have been playing at Western Michigan. As you said, easier to say after you win, but he's been saying this for 3 years.
Oh, 100%.
He's been he's commented on this every year in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. So how can we make this about the Gophers? I'm more just curious, Z. Who do you feel are the biggest names in the CHL that, one, would benefit from playing college hockey, two, would be an immediate boost to a team, three, the Gophers should go after?
Oh, we've talked about this before. Go get Aitchison. Fuck it.
He signed.
Oh, that's right. Completely.
Yeah, no, he's off the table. Trust me, that was my dream until that signing happened. I'm like, God,
when he was commenting on how cool go, yeah, okay.
Dude, he was the one that I watched. He looked up. He's like, this is fucking.
I totally
awesome.
forgot that he committed or signed. I mean,
yeah, no, he signed. He's off the table. Otherwise, I would have started with who beside Kashawn Aitchison.
Not named Kashawn Aitchison. Yeah, I mean, there's some unlikely ones. If you had an unlimited budget, hey, Landon DuPont, come on down, pal. The current borderline consensus 2027 first overall pick, one of the best defensemen I've ever watched as a draft -2 and now draft -1 ever. The kid's he's a freak. He's just
fastest kid alive.
Everything he does is fucking incredible. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough now because I think about Minnesota and where they're at. We should talk about the coaching staff. Was it today that got announced? There it is.
Yep.
Matt Cohen. I love having Matt Cohen. Obviously, Paul Martin's been here, but now he's fully assistant coach.
He's been an assistant coach, though. Yeah.
Right. Tell you what, I like how it's shaping up.
It shaped out really, really well.
And I think they're also in the process of looking for a goaltending guy. It's this is electric. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's
the guy for Luka.
That is I was surprised that
I said, fuck it, we'll get Luongo, who did the goaltending excellence committee fucking group or whatever.
Just hit him up on Facebook. He'll show up for the beer league game. No, that was the one that I wasn't expecting that the goalie coach is going to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
That said, though, just blanket statement, this is an awesome assembly of coaches.
I mean, just the combination of elevating Paul Martin and then bringing in Matt Cullen. I love that.
Yep. I love Matt Cullen more than you can understand. I'm so happy that he's here.
Unexpected one for me. I don't know about you.
Everyone was saying he was rumored. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't see why he would do that.
It happening.
Like sure, his kids are all committing and coming here. Like that's fun for him, but like he's been doing stuff with NHL teams. Like he's kind of had his hand in a lot of different cookie jars. I'm sure there's part of him that still wants to be involved in Moorhead. Like I just wasn't convinced. And now he and Mark Parrish are going to have a really tough conversation.
Hello. Whoops.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. But I love it. I'm a big fan. And I do think like Gordon and Martin being assistant coaches was going to be a big thing here. And it was rumored, brought Leyland in. I know that's not going to be awesome news for St. Thomas. I know his kid already decommitted from St. Thomas, or at least took their name off of his bio, which is like for all legal intents and purposes, he gone. No, I really like how this staff is rounded out. I'm now way more curious to see which names get added to the transfer portal because there's going to be a lot.
Say Grimes probably. Or not transfer portal. Was it Grimes? Like I think it was just
he took go off of his bio or whatever. Yeah. No, because like there's a couple guys that are going to be coming from St. Cloud, and I got a pretty good idea of which ones it'll be. Let's just say one of the ones that the one that the Gophers needed more than any other is supposedly coming, which would be just delightful. But there's going to be a lot of activity pulling from the transfer portal, looking at the CHL, and there's guys on this roster that frankly shouldn't be back. So it's going to be very interesting to see how many Gopher names land in the transfer portal.
Yep.
I'm not sure what to expect.
I mean, I feel like I saw, can't remember if it was Elite Prospects or it was The Athletic. They put out an article somewhat recently that's like, this is about we're hitting uncharted territories as far as like like crazy activity in the portal or guys decommitting and then committing somewhere else. Like it's going to be I feel like we're going to be in this for a couple of years, college hockey,
Well, especially if we have more Mercyhursts that just completely fold a day after asking for donations.
Did we talk about that last week?
I don't think so.
Fuck them.
Pretty big the way they did behavior.
Number one, there's no good way to do this.
100%.
Yeah. The fact those fucking kids were doing fundraising to save that fucking program less than 24 hours before they were just like completely. Didn't matter how much money they were raising. Those fucking kids were out there fundraising to save their fucking program.
Scummy.
And unbeknownst to them, a day later, they were like, no, it's done. And apparently the kids found out, minutes before the fucking announcement went out there?
Yeah. Did you hear that? Did you hear that parents were all reaching out to the administration trying to figure out like what do we do? Where do we go from here? And like could not get anyone to talk to them.
No. Just fucking insane.
Goodbye. Thank you for your time. Like that's disgusting. I feel terrible for those kids. I know like a trio have already essentially committed. Where was it? Lindenwood, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which like obviously the transfer portal hasn't opened yet, but like who gives a shit? It's Lindenwood and it's these Mercyhurst kids that got absolutely boned. Yeah, that sucks. That you never want to see a program go down, period. But to have it go down that way is just
it's just gross. Like
gross.
Again, no good way to do that. But to have those kids out there fundraising, trying to raise money to save the program, when you already know that was never going to make a difference, and then the fact that those kids found out minutes before the announcement was made, I think is fucking disgusting.
Yep.
It like I don't even know why it like really pissed me off. Like I was like just like listening to the way it went down. I was in fear. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like you couldn't possibly find a better way to do this. Again, no good way, but that's fucking gross. And it just fucking sucks for those guys. And obviously the program in general, but god damn it, dude. Like that sucked. I It's just fucking awful. It pissed me off.
Agreed with all of it. Full endorsement of everything you said. It blows. And I know the only Gopher player that was announced is Nathan Airy, which like I kind of thought he might stay just because of like his comfortability with the program and like he's married. Like him and his wife are both there. Like they're both obviously like going together. Obviously them not bringing back the goalie coach, maybe that has something to do with it. Like he knew that was coming, but also like he knows the writing's on the wall. Like he's not the starter in his senior year. I don't blame him for going. I feel bad too, because he's a really good kid. He had really good moments.
Mm-hmm.
He could just never really bring it together consistently.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't think he ever put it together like 3-4 games straight.
Right. But he had some really good games for the Gophers. And like sad that it went down this way for him, but I hope he finds somewhere that he can like be the guy this year because he deserves it. I'm curious to see who the backup will end up being for DePasquo, but DePasquo is the truth. Like that guy, wow, is Michigan State wishing that they had him next year.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some like the shots he was facing too, and just like where the shots are coming from, how often they're coming, like, and how many games he was getting no scoring support. I think what he had at one point, he was eating like 30, 40 shots a game, and he was still put up like a 925. And I was like, you know what? There's like this poor bastard's just like getting shelled. 5 minutes and he's like made 12 saves. And I'm like, he's just holding the fuck down. It's like, oh my god, batten down the hatches, throw DePasquo in there. We might be okay. But yeah, no, I anticipate him getting pretty much every fucking game next year.
He's going to get as many as he can handle. That's a fact.
And we'll see who ends up coming in to the goalie coach.
Yeah. We'll see.
But again, that's like a. Again, people were complaining about ending up hiring Larson after making all the noise about doing a search. That being said, you look at him, and then you look at that assistant coach lineup there. Like that's nice work. And then again, Matt Cullen, player development. Like I am cautiously very optimistic about just the way things are shaping up. And again, we'll see what happens with transfer portal. Guys coming in. But as far as like how negative people were initially being when Larson got announced, which I already at that point thought was a little dramatic for me. Yeah. I'm liking the work so far. So we'll see. Yeah,
and I like hand up. I was in that group in the sense that I wasn't happy with the search.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I'm good with Larson, especially like the more I hear from people, I get more and more good with it. It was less like why Larson. It was more like, why are we only talking to Larson and Raboin? That's how it felt. It felt like it was between those two, and then Raboin backed out. They're like, all right, we got our guy. And I think he is going to be the right guy. I do. It just, when I was in the thick of it, I'm like, you could at least talk to other people. Like, I know you're worried about like transfer portal and keeping everyone here, but like, you could take a couple more days. I think it'd be okay. Like that was my angle. But I also probably didn't know enough about Brett Larson to like be as excited as I should have been with the hiring. So I'm good. Like I'm, especially with the way that the staff is rounding out. I also am just like probably too optimistic on what they're bringing back. Like the blue line scares me. Everything else looks great on paper. It really does. And I think that the blue line can be patched up with transfer portal, CHL, whatever. If you can bring in 2 guys for your top 4, let's go. Like this is a team that can be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And again, also Brett Larson joined our buddies Go for Puck Live. Was it yesterday for their podcast?
Yes, they did, yeah.
Go listen to that. I'll tell you what, Larson's a fucking beauty.
Dude,
he is fired up all the time. Like he said, one speed where he's just
he's what I wish PJ Fleck was. PJ Fleck comes across as like the fakest, like most ingenuine, like hype man for a program. And it's like Brett Larson is the normal human version of that. Like you can tell he is like so like ready, chomping at the bit, but he's not like doing anything corny, over the top, like rah bullshit. He's just ready to get down to business. And my favorite part of that was them being like, so like, what do you think about this like Gopher roster and the players that are here? It's like, I know them really well. They all said no to me. Like I tried to recruit them all, and like I got to know them, and they said no.
It's a great answer.
I'm like, God, that right there was hook, line, sinker. Like, I love you now, Brett. That's great.
I like this guy. Like where his head's at.
My people. And let's see here. Prepare. It's just me, but why can't they get a former Gopher who is a good coach and has something to fight for with the program? I mean, I think that gets way overblown personally. I think it matters more to like alumni and donors and stuff to have like a true Gopher. Like, I think hearing him say how much he wanted to be a Gopher and like how much he like respected that team, and like whenever you'd play the Gophers, you're like, oh my God, like this is it. I'm here. This is the bright lights. Let's go. Like, I don't care that he wasn't about it. I think it'd be weirder if he was like completely removed from Minnesota, the state. Like, no Minnesota hockey
like
ties.
Jay Pandolfo.
Yeah. I really don't think that's a concern.
Yeah, I feel like too, he's a Minnesota guy, and like just listen to him talk.
And he's coached most of the Minnesota schools now. I guess he's at half now.
Yeah.
I think this is more important to talk about. So when is Oregon and other big colleges going to join D1 hockey? I mean, we do need to hit 10 for the Big Ten at a minimum. Come on.
Yeah, what are they at now?
7.
7.
7, and that's with Notre Dame.
With Notre Dame, which that's fake.
Exactly.
That's not real.
Also, their program is just, I'm curious how they're going to recover.
Yeah.
They're down pretty bad. Like, in a historically bad year for the Gophers, Notre Dame was still worse. And I just don't see the path. But that, whatever. I think it's going to be a minute to get everything sorted out between NLI, getting a full answer. The tough thing is
NIL.
Facilities. NIL, damn it. I've been really good about that lately, and that's my first slip. Damn it. I think the challenge is facilities, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't just like start a hockey team and be like, all right, we're ready to go. We just need to like get staff, recruit kids, whatever. Like, you need to basically say, hey, we're going to have a D1 team, then wait a couple of years while the rink is getting built and try to build the program in the meantime and hope that all of it nets out to you not hemorrhaging money when it's all said and done. I do think that there are some that, God damn it, Horrordox, I can't tell if you're trolling right now.
I don't think he is.
Oh, I'm pretty sure the Oklahoma State stuff from Grinnell was all bullshit.
It's like I listened to Chris Peters talk, but he's like, yeah, it's not.
He's like, that's crazy that actually was like released in a serious way. Like that's not a real thing. So I think that there are schools though that would be equipped. Like, I think Oregon's an interesting one. I think UNLV is an interesting one.
UNLV has like the banger club program, and like,
yeah,
they like
the Penn
constantly
State, Arizona State model, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so tough.
Separate conversation for sick jerseys. Like UNC would have a phenomenal.
Oh, if we're just talking about jerseys, UNC and Horrordox, to be clear, April Fools did not get you at all. Like, Mike Grinnell thought that it was real went out and touted it, and then
one of these weeks we'll go an episode without bringing them up.
In fairness, like that one was organic. That one was sprung upon us. Weird behavior, whatever. Surprised USC or UCLA don't have a D1 team like ASU has here in Phoenix. Like it's just they have to invest so much into building the infrastructure to make it work, and
Gators,
hope that it all
Florida
pays off.
Also have sick jerseys, by the way. Sorry.
Yes, very true. And then there's Title IX, there's a lot that goes into making that work. So I understand why teams haven't jumped in. I do think that we're weirdly in a spot now with the money you can throw at it and being able to bring in CHL talent. And shit, if you're going to be those like California schools like UCLA, USC, what kid from Canada isn't going to accept 6 figures to come down and party? Like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's stuff too, because every school's capped as far as the money they can throw at certain teams, or whatever. So that's why Oklahoma State, they're not gonna. It's really not on the cards.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I would be for to sit down and actually think about some schools that I'd be like, that would actually make sense, and it would be fucking sick. The UNLV for me has been at the top of the list for a while, just because they have such a a banger. Fucking,
well, the tough one is Illinois. They literally spent years trying to figure it out, and they came out. They're like, yeah, we're gonna lose money, can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Them and Iowa to me are just how do you?
Cosgrove threw it in here earlier. How the fuck does Northwestern have a team?
Okay, yeah.
I think they can fucking do it.
I think that actually makes more sense. I never even thought about Northwestern is such an afterthought for me as a school that I never even. Yeah, I think Iowa would have all of the vibes though.
Iowa State
would be fun too.
Yeah, Iowa State would be fucking insane.
If Iowa State pulled it off before Iowa, ooh,
yeah. Iowa State would be fucking psychotic, and I would love it.
I like this. Yeah, I think a big exercise in the off season when we are grasping for things to talk about. I want to get deeper into the CHL pool, not just talking who's going to be a first round pick. I want to look at the 19-year-olds that aren't destined for the NHL yet and want to give themselves 4 more years of hockey and get an education. And hey, maybe they prove themselves and get a shot in the NHL. I think those are the guys that you want to find 1 or 2 of them for a roster, because you need the one and dones, you need the 2-year and out. But if you can get an already physically developed, older veteran player for 4 years in your program, that's a difference maker that has not really been tapped into.
Yeah, I mean, even going off that, I look at just because it's easy, a Bruins prospect they drafted this year late, a double or triple overager, Cole Chandler playing the QMJHL, a big, no nonsense center, has legit hands, good skill, could score, putting up good numbers this year. Be a really good fit for a college team, because I think he's 21 now. 2021 now, so his last year play the Q. It's would you rather go play college hockey, or would you rather go play the ECHL? I mean, stuff like that too. There's plenty of those guys too, and a lot of times now that the second that opened, obviously we had all the big names that went from CHL to the college hockey, either draft year or the year after they got drafted. But there were a bunch of guys that were 20 years old, 19 years old, who just either didn't get drafted, or maybe they're a late pick or whatever that don't really have the name brand recognition, but they ended up all going to college, play college hockey. Just given their age and development path made more sense for them. But guys like that come to mind immediately.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun to explore. I think continuing this discussion around which college, who could make the jump, and we're talking 5-10 years out, but still, who could we add to the fold? Let's have some fun with it. Sweet. Anything else on the college, prospect, whatever front that you want to hit on here before we call it a wrap.
Liam Amidovsky and Adam Banach are facing off in the second round of the OHL playoffs starting today, tomorrow. North Bay pulled off the upset. Brantford's just doing some fucking. They're so fucking good. They're terrifyingly good. But there have been some good CHL playoff games here, and obviously Europe's also Liga and Sweden are doing playoffs. Oh wait, actually, you know what? Last side note: did you see the fucking Maxime Comtois fucking clip? He's in the KHL.
I didn't. Isha was here today, but shout out Isha birthday today. But he told me all about it, and yeah, wow.
Anyone that hasn't seen it,
I need to see it.
To go play in the KHL as a Canadian, and everyone hates you so much that your teammates talk shit to the ref, who they all the refs in the KHL, they wear GoPros. The coach and your captain is comfortably talking shit about you to the ref, directly into the GoPro. You are the biggest piece of shit in the world. It's incredible. Anyways, that's all I had on that.
It's a real tough look. Yeah. To have the coach look right in and be like, yeah, we know he sucks. Like, please don't call shit on the rest of my players because he's a loser. Like,
and then at the intermission, the captain goes like, "Hey man, just don't call bad penalties on us because you don't like Comtois. We don't fucking like that guy either." And I was like, "Oh my god, dude, this is the KHL."
That's tough.
Man, it's fucking crazy, dude. Oh fuck. It's
Happy
impressive.
birthday.
Oh god. All right.
Yep.
Anyways,
very fun. Well, I guess that's it. See you next week, or we won't.
I'll see you then, or I'll see you another time. That's very confusing. Are you coming or not? Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Killing it.
Peace, fellas.